So yeah, I'm gonna just dive straight into it as to how I got involved in funding and how Demario and I became business partners in the funding side of things, and also the cars. Right, it all started originally. I got into the car space, and I had scaled very quickly. I had many individuals come up to me asking me to teach them how to get into the business. So I ended up launching my mentorship program, and I had a 6 month class going on, and I filled it up to 25 students around there, and we had begun the class, and I had started helping my students get cars, but there was a really, really big need for them needing business funding to buy the cars properly, because some of these students were buying it in their personal name and also not just getting denied altogether. So at this point in time, Demario and I, he had already helped me out with some funding, so I knew it was a good resource. Demario reached out to me, and we had connected on that side of things.
Boom, boom.
Once we started, I had seen that many of the students needed funding. Essentially, I introduced them to Demario. Demario helped them all get funding. And then at that point in time, we had seen that there was a really, really, really big demand for the business funding in the car space. Now we fund all sorts of industries, but at that time, we had started seeing the demand in the car rental space. And we had really, really started pushing that. We helped those students. Then we started helping other individuals that were in the car rental space from all over the U.S. I had a really big client from Miami, and now we're actually helping one of their family members. So just to show you how beneficial this is and how helpful it is, now we're helping one of their family members years later. So it goes to show that funding is a really, really valuable thing. And how I had begun to get into this business is I was referring individuals in my network, business owners that I knew, over to Demario. Demario was getting them funding, and we had just begun the funding business that way. We had begun to scale it, and as we started to grow more and more, now I was getting commission based off every single person I sent over. Now, the reason why we tell you this is because there is a lot of room for growth here, and for anyone that you may know in the business space, or they may want to start their business, one of the biggest problems in business is that individuals can struggle to secure any business loans, any business lines of credit. So that's where we could come in. So not only do we help the person, so if you have someone that you know that's struggling, not only do we help them on that side of things, but you'll also receive a commission for the referral. We love to do this just because it grows the ecosystem, and it can help not only the person referring, but also the business partner. And it's about the impact you make.
Boom. Boom. That's good. Yeah, when I met Jose, I literally just called him like, yo, look, I'll give you this percentage if you're able to send clients to me. And that was big because it made more business for us, and we had clients that were already ready to go. So this is a good opportunity if you're someone that knows people. Most of us know people that need money. It's very simple, right? Like, do you need money from the bank? Most people do. Everybody does. Not everybody knows they do, right? And some people just need help with their credit because we all have it here. So it makes it very easy. We do all the heavy lifting on the back end, and all the people do is refer us. I mean, we don't even expect our affiliate to do any closing, right? We just expect them to put us in like a group chat. Hey, this is Jose. Hey, this is whatever the prospect's name is. And then our team does the closing, the fulfillment, the contracts, the collecting, and you just get paid. So we really like this opportunity. We've done this with a couple of other people that are particularly teaching in the teaching space. But we help a lot of individuals that refer friends and family, whether it's getting an inquiry remover or dealing with funding. And for anyone that missed yesterday, how we kind of talked about leverage, this is just a way that we're able to expand our time because we have multiple people working at any given second. So instead of just one person in 24 hours in a day, we have multiple people, and that expands leverage. Now, if you're someone that just wants to make extra money and you hear about someone needing help with credit or funding, then you send them to us. Now you're leveraging our expertise, our labor, because we're doing all the fulfillment. All you're doing is checking that Zelle or checking that Cash App, and you're getting paid depending on how much they make. So this is a good opportunity. If you guys want to get into this affiliate, you guys can just tap in with Jose. He'll send you a link, and you guys can fill out a form and get more information on that.
Now, I know some of you are in the car rental space, e-commerce space, funding space, or even tattoo artists. And for anyone watching the replay, you may be in a whole different space and be saying, well, I really just want to focus on this one thing. I don't want to move my energy from what I'm doing already. But this isn't something that you need to put a bunch of energy to. Really, if you know someone who sells a high ticket product, or if you know a coach that has a mentorship program, they may be using something like Klarna or Affirm or some other sort of financing option. But not only does that have stricter requirements, but also that they don't receive a kickback. So for example, if I'm a coach and I charge $8,000 for my program, now I can have them go through Klarna. Not only is Klarna going to take their fees, the processor is going to take the fees, so I get a lot less. And I may not even get the $8,000 that I'm actually looking for. So if I was to go this route and I'm charging $8,000, now I can get paid a commission. So if that same client is to get funded for $100K, my commission will be nearly $4,000. So not only do I get paid in full for my $8,000 product, now I get $4,000. Instead of making $80,000 in 10 clients, I'm making $120,000 in 10 clients. So it can change the numbers a lot, and you don't need to do any closing. You don't need to change or shift your energy. So whatever you're doing, all it is like, oh, I know a coach. I'm just going to send the coach over and introduce him to Jose, and we'll go ahead and get them started on the road and making money, and you'll make money as well.
Boom, boom. Okay, cool. I know we have some people that want to talk about e-commerce. We're going to be talking about that here in a little bit. You want to see if he's at the side. The big thing with like a lot of this stuff is just we don't want to overcomplicate it. Whether it's taxes, don't overcomplicate it, right? We have some people that are scared of the IRS, and we have some people that are like, I don't want to pay taxes. Like, just follow these small systems. Same thing if you want to get somebody to get funding with us, or a credit card, or their credit fix, just send them to us. We'll do you know what I mean? Biggest thing is you got to find people, and most of us know the people, and we just got to connect them. And we've had it to where times people try to sell it for us. Let us do what we do, and you guys are able to just connect and plug into the system, because again, you guys want to leverage our expertise, right? Leverage our time, our labor. You don't want to have to sit there and do all the closing. You don't want to be asked questions that you don't know the answers to. So it's key to plug into systems. We talked a lot about that today. We also talked a lot about that in one of our actual in-person mastermind, deep diving into people's business. And you guys will all get the replays and notes for that. But it's very important to have other systems, because when we want to just do one thing, it's cool. I have a lot of you guys that are doing something specific, but I'm going to be honest with you, and most of you guys aren't going to make ends meet doing that, right? I know what it feels like. When we had 1 to 14 cars in 90 days, we weren't making any money. And I had to post content, do all this stuff. But what I really did that was good at that time is I had one person running it. I'm like, you could have all the money, right? So the family, right? You can have all the money. I got to go make content. I got to go sell products. And then I started doing funding. And then the funding lifted this other business. And then now we got this business up where it needed to be. But it took time. But if I just stayed in just the rental car business, when I had 14 cars, we would have been bankrupt if I didn't open my eyes and see that. So we don't want you guys to focus on many different things. I want you guys to focus on profit first. Not a lot of businesses focus on that. There's a book that talks about making your profit first, meaning instead of putting all your money in your business, that's good at times. But if you're living off this, you have to play a strategic game. If you have a job, you have to play a strategic game. How much do I invest in my business? How do I pay for? If you have a job, you should just be paying for all your household essentials, and your business should be paying for all its business stuff. And you should just it should just keep going like this over and over. But if you're in entrepreneurship 100%, things get different. And this is why we want to make sure we're maximizing with taxes. We're maximizing with, hey, if I just send like 5 people I know, or 10 people I know, or 50, whatever, maybe I know a couple people, I'll send them to you guys and let's see if we can make some money. I don't know their credit score. I don't know. I don't do credit. Then it makes it a lot easier for you guys to make money versus you trying to vet them and, oh yeah, and do all this stuff. Don't. That's what the number one mistake we talked about entrepreneurs do is we spend our time on distractions and these little things. If you want to make money, it should just be simple as, who do I know that can, how do I outsource everything? I know this person that has this need. I know this person that can fulfill it. Do I get paid? That middleman behavior, big businesses use every day. Every single day they're using this because they understand where the value needs to go. So that's just one thing to add as affiliate. Again, if you guys want to be a part of this, you guys can just DM Jose on Instagram, or you guys could text affiliate to 702-602-6399, and you guys will get a link that lets you guys fill out a form. We have a lot of partnerships, and more people are making money. For instance, we just paid somebody out last month. July? Last month around, I think a couple $1,000s, I think like $2,500, okay? Then a month before that, they got made more. They made like $5K. Think about that. They do a whole different industry. They don't know anything about funding, right? Or credit. And that's the thing. And we've even partnered with credit repair companies that don't do funding, but they're looking for another piece of the pie. And there's enough money in the industry for, to make a good percent. Think about like most affiliates. You go be an Amazon affiliate, you'll make percent on $10, but we're talking about $1,000, $10,000, $100,000 payout. You make a percentage. $100,000 payout, you can make thousands of dollars, right? Maybe more than what you're doing now. There's literally people that just become affiliates over time, but we want you guys to be able to use this as a form of leverage, something that I talked about yesterday. So you want to add anything to the affiliate stuff?
Yeah, I think it's a lot harder when you try to focus on individuals rather than coaches, like we had discussed, because we also did the same thing. We were focusing on individuals for a while, and when we shift our focus over to working with coaches, I'm sure at least one person that is selling something that's a high ticket product. So that one person, they may be using a whole nother financing, but if they have 100 people they can send you, that's life changing for you. That can change your entire year. Not just like your week, your entire year can change right there from those 100 people that they have ready to go. They couldn't afford their product. Rather than dealing with each individual person, right? You might get discouraged if you talk to 10 people, only one person wants to do it. Or if 0 people want to do it, because that's also a likelihood, then you're going to feel discouraged. And you have to talk to at least 100 people to get a yes, usually. So it's better to just talk to one high-level individual that has a high product, and they can send you their whole pipeline instead of dealing with individuals. Although if you already know individuals in your contact list, we've helped people that I went to elementary school.
Yeah.
We've helped people that went to elementary school.
Hey, listen, I want you to give them 2 tips, right? Because I don't want you guys to get on here and be like, oh, okay, we could be affiliates. And no, listen, I want you guys to get the sauce. So I want you to tell them 2 things. I want you to tell them some of the stuff that you got to do, because you made a lot of money being an affiliate. And I want you to tell them their most valuable asset, a lot of the people that we get funding knows you, right? Through your contacts and the contact strategy and how you can literally leverage the contacts in your phone.
Yeah, so some of the things that I was able to do is we had first gotten a really, really big month. I was super excited. And, my mother, she said, I always wanted to go to Paris. And she had never been to Paris. So, that was what I was going to do. I was all right, let's make it happen. So what we had done is we went to Monaco. So we went to Monaco. We went to Monte Carlo Casino. We did something great. We did a huge villa. And then I took her to Paris. Not only did I take her to Paris, I took my sisters, my stepfather, and a friend of mine. I took all of us, right? All on me. I was able to take my whole family over there. Not only did we go to Paris, we ate on top of the Eiffel Tower.
Come on, man.
Usually it's like a 3-month reservation you have to make, but when you're in a certain position, you can make things happen. So, we were able to eat on top of Paris, have a villa in Monaco, and I was able to take my whole family. So that's my why, right? Your why is very, very important. Every day I wake up, I'm tired, or if there's a bunch of fires we have to put out, a bunch of problems, I can say, man, I'm just going to get a 9 to 5, right? But I have a why, right? Yep. It's not just about me. It's a bigger picture. So everyone has a why. You may have kids, or you may have pets or something that you want to give a good life to, and that's your why. That's your motivation every single day. So, and I was also able to go to other countries and explore the car rental market. So I was able to figure out how to get financing for exotic cars in Dubai. I figured out how to set up a car rental license, how to set up a car rental business in Dubai. So I was able to take a business trip out there to actually benefit one of my other businesses, right? And that was very, very beneficial. But as far as tips, right? So tips that I'm going to give you, 2 tips that I can give you if you want to make money in this space. And
really note takers are money makers. So you guys want to take notes, because this doesn't just rely on getting into being affiliate. This right here, this is let me tell you something real quick. I want to interject. So when I started real estate at 18 years old, they start talking about the what we need to build. And he's going to tell you guys how to build that. And if you guys build that the right way, we get referrals. Just like he said earlier, we got a referral from a client's cousin. And I'm like, easy, right? You guys will get more referrals if you guys build this correctly.
So the biggest thing is your contact list, right? So your contact list is the very first lead list you have. One of my mentors told me this, and we had already kind of been doing it, but it didn't click. And then I heard that and I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm already using part of my contact list. Now I'm going to go through every single contact from A to Z and text everybody and see who needs it or who do they know that needs business funding. And that's what I did. And I had individuals from all walks of life contact me saying they needed help with their credit, they needed help with funding, different things like that. And we were able to help them. And some of these individuals I went to elementary school with. Some of these individuals used to be my neighbors that I used to play outside with. So it could really be anyone, but you will never know if you do not put this out there. I mean, Damar, he told me something. They call them secret agents, right? If you're a secret agent, what that means is you have a business and nobody knows, or you have a way to make money and nobody knows, right? So if nobody knows that you have this business, then how are they gonna know to come to you when they need that? They may not even know they need funding. They might not even know funding may exist, right? We've helped all walks of life. Individuals don't even know what credit is sometimes when we help them, right? I come from a city with a really different demographic than where I live at now, San Diego, and some people don't even know about credit. They may be 25, no idea what credit is, and we help them build it up so that they can get funding. But they would have never known if I wouldn't have put myself out there and say, hey, look, this is what I do. How can I help you? How can I provide value for you? And we've been able to help barbers. We've been able to help people I was elementary school with, people who have kids. They don't even make money like that, but we help them get cars and start making money to actually support their family. So all of this is super important, but I wouldn't have been able to make that impact if I was a secret agent and I was shy. So don't be shy to say what you do. Say what you do. If someone judges you for that, then they're not really your friend anyways. So make sure you share with your contact, get in touch with your contact list. And also another tip I can give you is, I call it the elevator speech, right? Because we had actually been in an elevator one time and I pitched someone in like 30 seconds and we had made a really valuable connection. So not only with your contact list be out there like that, but also in public, if you see someone that could potentially be a good contact, or if they don't even look like that, right? I mean, I met someone, they have diamond factories in Geneva and all this stuff, and they didn't even look like anybody like that. But I still introduce myself. I always treat everybody with respect, let them know what I do. And now we help their clients get financing for any jewelry or fine diamonds, anything like that. So also talk to the people around you, and also your contact list is your first lead list.
Come on. Yo, tell them. So we're in Florida, right? This is why you guys got to be around different people, right? Because I do certain things. I'm going to tell you guys how you guys can do this stuff with content. And I did a lot of marketing, so people contacted me. We were in Florida. We're setting up an Airbnb, and we had issues on, like, how are we going to really drive traffic? Me and Jose are sitting in, literally talking. We're checking out one of the Airbnb, and this guy walks by us. And I think because he was, like, just standing there or something, we just, like, I don't know. Jose said, should I go talk to him? And we're in Florida, and we have somebody with us, one of our contractors, and we've been telling him, you got to go make connections. You got to do this. So I'm like, yeah, like, go talk to him. And then he can explain, like, okay, what that led to us and how that was a beneficial. One conversation with some random guy that really we didn't know if he had what he had at the time. So you want to break it down?
We actually left. We actually started walking away, and I was like, I just feel like I got to go back. I got to go talk to him. And he had been open. He opened the door, and the whole hallway smelled like straight weed. So we're like, oh my gosh, who is this guy? And we're like, but I got to talk to him anyways. Like, he's so close to our unit. Let's just talk to him. So we went and talked to him, and it ended up being that was an Airbnb of his that he rented out. Someone obviously smoked in it. And, well, okay, so you do Airbnb. And I had begun networking with him, and actually he had ended up helping us with the entire management of our units there. And he had a whole private clientele list. I think he had a WhatsApp group of like 1,500 or 15,000 people that were clients. And now we were able to leverage his network. His network started booking with us. And now we started getting bookings consistently. And we're very familiar in cars, right? But Florida, a whole new place. and different type of Airbnb than we're used to. We're like, okay, now we just leverage his entire network, and we were able to get it booked out, and he made money, we made money, and it was something great. And it just came from that one conversation that I decided to take a leap of faith and do it. Because the worst thing, right? Best case, worst case, best case, that happened, and he got his clients. Worst case, he's like, no, I don't do any of that.
Exactly. And the crazy thing is, the conversation was just to see if he's a cool neighbor, because we're like, we don't want him to complain if we have ruckus and all this. And meanwhile, he does Airbnb. It was just a random thing. Most people are going to be shy. The secret agent thing is true. You don't want to be a secret agent in your business. No matter what business you have, listen to me. No matter what business you have to make connections, whether it's partnerships, because if you have the right partnership, you can get things cheaper, which is just like making money, because you're not going to be spending that money. You could use it somewhere else. You can get more money. In this business, it literally helped our revenue, right? So we were making $120 a night before Airbnb fees. Then with him, we were making $200 a night. We paid him his cut. We were still making more money overall. And we didn't have to pay Airbnb as much. So these are some things that you guys want to understand. You don't want to be a secret agent in your business. And you want to be able to leverage other people, other partnerships, and different things like that. That's where you're really going to win in the long run.